The Craven High Command gathered in their crystalline war chamber, their 6-meter frames casting long shadows across the holographic star map. Admiral Thex drummed his 4 arms against the obsidian table, each tap echoing through the room like thunder. "The humans have rejected our terms," he announced, his voice a low rumble that made the younger officers' scales rattle. "They refuse to surrender their outer colonies." Commander Voss leaned forward, his mandibles clicking in amusement. "They're just humans. Soft, pink creatures with brittle bones and laughably short lifespans. Our scouts report they still use projectile weapons." He gestured dismissively at the blue marble floating in the hologram. "One battle fleet should suffice." "Their technology is primitive," agreed Tactical Officer Krell. "No energy shields, no plasma cannons. They still burn chemical fuel to achieve orbit." The room filled with the harsh sound of craven laughter. Admiral Thex silenced them with a gesture. "Nevertheless, we follow protocol. Deploy the 3rd Fleet. Give them one final chance to surrender before we glass their capital." The message was transmitted. The response came within minutes. Not words, but a single image. A human with one finger raised in what their cultural database identified as an obscene gesture. "Charming," Voss sneered. "Begin the assault." The 3rd Fleet emerged from hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system, 500 warships strong. They expected panic, evacuation attempts, perhaps some futile resistance. Instead, they found nothing. Empty space. Silent planets. "Where are their defense fleets?" Krell asked, scanning the data streams. "Perhaps they've already fled," Voss suggested. "Cowards." Then the sensors screamed. From behind every moon, from within the asteroid belt, from the dark side of planets, thousands upon thousands of ships emerged. Not sleek warships, but ugly, boxy things welded together from cargo haulers, mining vessels, and decommissioned military craft. Each one was painted with garish colors and crude images. Snarling beasts, flaming skulls, and phrases in dozens of human languages. "Sir," the communications officer stammered, "we're receiving a transmission." The view screen filled with a human face, scarred, grinning, with eyes that held a manic gleam. "Welcome to the party, you overgrown lizards. You wanted to play rough? Let's dance." The human fleet didn't wait for formations or tactics. They simply charged. "Fire at will," Thex roared. Plasma beams lanced out, vaporizing dozens of human ships. But for every one destroyed, 3 more seemed to take its place. And then the Craven learned why humans were considered insane by half the galaxy. The human ships didn't stop when hit. Trailing fire and debris, they accelerated. Pilots with half their ships blown away laughed. Over open channels as they rammed into Craven vessels. Mining ships detonated their fusion reactors at point-blank range. Cargo haulers dumped holds full of nuclear warheads and ball bearings into the paths of advancing formations. They're using their ships as weapons," Krell gasped. "Incoming transmission from their capital," the communications officer reported, his scales pale with fear. The screen showed another human, this one in a pristine military uniform. Behind her, through a window, the Craven could see massive structures rising from the Earth's surface. "Did you really think," the human said calmly, "that a species that split atoms for weapons within years of discovering them, that strapped themselves to controlled explosions to reach their moon, that survived on a world trying constantly to kill them, did you think we'd go quietly?" The structures behind her revealed themselves. Mass drivers, each one the size of a city, hurling relativistic projectiles across space. "We don't have shields," the human continued, "because we never needed them. We are the weapon." The tactical display exploded with warnings. Jump signatures, not dozens, not hundreds, but tens of thousands. Every human colony, every outpost, every mining station had sent ships. Welders with cutting torches, ice haulers with their holds full of frozen methane, scientific vessels jury-rigged with experimental weapons. And leading them all, painted on the bow of what had once been a hospital ship, were the words, "Humans, hold my beer." Admiral Thex watched his fleet burn, watched his careful formations shatter against the chaotic storm of human aggression. His last report to the homeworld was brief. "They're not just humans. They're the galaxy's own antibody, and we just triggered an immune response." Minutes later, as relativistic kill vehicles rained down on the Craven capital, the High Command's last thought was a simple one. Perhaps some species were meant to be left alone. The humans? They were just getting started.